Colorado High School Activities Association basketball is on B106 and B106.com. Tonight from Englewood High School, the Fort Morgan Mustangs will take on the Englewood Pirates in a Colorado 7 League matchup. The Englewood Pirates come in at 1-7 in league, 4-14 overall. Fort Morgan Mustangs are 3-5 in league and 11-8 now overall. So the Fort Morgan starting lineup is brought to you by Blodorn Lumber. At BlodornLumber.com, browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Whether you're a contractor or painting your living room, at Blodorn Lumber you'll get the same friendly service and advice to make your job easier. Visit Blodorn Lumber in Fort Morgan at 130 State Street. So tonight the starting lineup for the Fort Morgan Mustangs will be Tony Swetzik, Tate Kimball, Joy Schneider, Wes Anderson, and Eric Kimball. And tonight we're coming from Englewood, as we said, and it's, they have a brand new gymnasium here they've added onto their school and stuff, and it's a beautiful facility they have here now in Englewood. But their old gym, I guess they're going to still refurbish and keep it up, but this is a beautiful location here for basketball, well lit. So should be a good game tonight. One that the Fort Morgan Mustangs need to win if they plan on making it into the playoffs. Looks like we have for the starting lineup, we're going to have Henry Weimer starting in place of, let's see who's not out there. It won't be Joy Schneider will not get the start tonight. Henry Weimer will get the start for the Mustangs tonight. So 8 minutes on the clock here. Wes Anderson to jump against Bowering, and Bowering controls it, but Tony Swetzik has it, and it's taken away from him. So Englewood with the ball as they go down court. Over at the left wing is Owens. Now back out to the right wing is Cisneros. He's being guarded by Eric Kimball, knocked out of bounds by Tony Swetzik. So it will be we'll stay with Englewood. Pass looks to go inside and knocked away and stolen by Henry Weimer. Nice job there by Weimer. Weimer had an excellent game Tuesday night. He had 16 points, 13 rebounds, and shot up by Eric Kimball is no good. Ball down court to Cisneros, and now to Isaiah Mestis. Now out high right wing, now driving down the lane, kicks it out into the corner, and that three is going to be up and good for Jordan Engel. So 3 points on the board for Englewood to start this game out here. Eric Kimball drives in the lane, now kicks it out to Swetzik. His three from the left side is in and out, rebounded by Bowering of Englewood. 6:40 to go here, first period. Now Bowering takes a three up and no good. Rebounded though to Englewood. Now as Engel looks to back it out, gets it off to Mestis, and now we'll back to Bowering. Straight away now, Bowering from the right wing gives it back off to Mestis. Mestis from the right side is up and good for the two. Fort Morgan finding themselves down here early, 5-0. So now Eric Kimball drives it into the lane, backs it back out, tries to go down the right side. Wes Anderson now with it, back to Eric Kimball on the right wing, into Weiler, but it's knocked away from him. So taken by Englewood. As Mestis goes down and he hits a 2. So 4 points so far for Mestis. 7-0 now for Englewood. Tate Kimball, that nice little drive down the right side, up and good for Tate Kimball. So Fort Morgan now putting on the full court press as Englewood gets it across half court, being guarded by Eric Kimball. Now a 3 from the right side is going to be up and good, and that is going to be by Engel. So 2 threes on the night for Engel. 10-2. Now a shot from the 3 from the left side by Eric Kimball is up and good. So Fort Morgan still with their full court press. 10-5 now. Ball gets it up cross court to Cisneros. He gets it over now to Engel. Engel to Bowering. And then Mestis backs it out on the left wing. He's being guarded by Tate Kimball. Gets it across court. Now they're going to get it back into Engel down in the right corner. Underneath. Now they're back to Engel out in the corner. Pass it around the perimeter. Now they're going to get it underneath to Engel. As Mestis shot from the left side is up and no good, but rebounded by Henry Weimer. Get it into the hands of Tate Kimball. 10-5 for Englewood. Ball is poked away from Tate Kimball. Englewood takes control of the ball. Left high wing now is Mestis. He gets it over to Engel right side. Now back out to Bowering. Bowering now back to Cisneros. Now Bowering has it back left high side. Bowering now on the left for a 3 is up and no good. Air ball as it goes out of bounds. So Fort Morgan inbounds from their far end of the court. Get it into Tate Kimball as he gets up across half court. Now a deep 3 by Tony is up and no good off the right side of the rim. Rebounded by Englewood. Now as Mestis brings the ball up court, being guarded by Tate Kimball. Straight away, he's going to stop for a 3. That's off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Wes Anderson. He gets it out to Tate Kimball. Kimball down the left side, and he tries to take it down the lane, but it's going to be taken away by Englewood. As Eric Kimball lost control of it. Now a 3 from the corner is up and no good. Rebounded by Wes Anderson. Nice position on Bowering to get that rebound. He gets it up to Eric Kimball. Now we're going to have a 30-second timeout here taken by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. So as far as the standings go in the 4A, 3A Colorado 7 standings, Vista Peak still on top at 9-0. Elizabeth second at 7-2. Then comes Fort Lupton at 6-4. Fort Morgan 3-5. Skyview 3-6. Weld Central 2-7. Englewood 1-7. Tolawalio into the game now for the Mustangs as Tony Swetzik takes the seat. Eric Kimball picks up his dribble, gives it off to Walio. Walio drives it down the left lane, gives it to Weimer. Weimer takes it into the lane. His shot is going to be no good, but he is going to be fouled on the shot. So Henry Weimer will go to the line to shoot a pair. So far this year, Henry Weimer at the line is shooting 86%, only 6 of 7. But that one rolls around and falls in for Henry. So 10-6 now for the Englewood Pirates with 2:44 to go here first period. Joey Snyder at the scorer's table getting ready to check in. Henry Weimer now with his second shot off the back of the rim and goes in. So Henry Weimer with 2. Joey Snyder comes in for Weimer. 10-7 now. Fort Morgan's cut this lead down to 3. Being guarded by Tate Kimball is Cisneros. He finally gets it across half court. Nice pressure out top there, but they do get it across half court. And now to Engel, high right side, being guarded by Wes Anderson. Engel passes it off to Cisneros. Now back to Bowering. Bowering's going to take it from the free throw lane. This shot is going to be up and good. So the first two on the night for Bowering. 12-7 now for Englewood. Eric Kimball, left side, drives it down the right side of the lane, kicks it out to Wallio. Now Wes Anderson down the lane, and he's going to be fouled on the drive to the lane. And we're going to see he will go to the line to shoot two. So Wes Anderson to shoot two. And Anderson so far on the year is 76%. And that one hits the front of the rim and falls in. So the first point on the night for West. Now Colin Owens comes in for Englewood with 1:58 to go in the first period. Fort Morgan down 12-9 now as the second free throw is also good by Anderson. Now, still got some pressure on back court. Now they get it across front court over to Owens. Now out to Mestis. He backs the back out almost to midcourt against Tate Kimball. Kind of jukes around and drives it down the lane and is tipped away by Wallio. That shot is going to go up and good by Mestis. 6 points on the night for Mestis. Now Eric Kimball for a three from the far side. No good, but Wallio rebounds far side. Now it's going to be stolen by Mestis. Reaches in and knocks it out of the hands of Wallio. 14-9 with 1:15 to go first period. Now they called a foul on Mestis away from the ball. So 1:11 to go here, 14-9 in favor of Englewood. Eric Kimball to Tate Kimball, right side. He drives it to the lane. Little layup is going to be up and no good, but rebounded by Mestis. Now they're going to call a foul on Tola Wallio. Could have easily went on Mestis. He was using his arm to shove him away, but they gave it on Wallio. Now Wallio and Tate Kimball go out. TJ Bauer and Tony Swetzik come in for the Mustangs. Now Koronek comes in for the Pirates with 58 seconds to go here, first period. Englewood leading 14-9. TJ Bauer out on Mestis. Now they get it to Koronek. Now down the right baseline is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by the Mustangs. Now TJ Bauer with it. Gets it out to Tony Swetzik out high. Now Eric Kimball right side. They're going to call a push foul, and I believe that's going to go on Engel. See if that's who it goes on. I believe it is. That is on Engel. That will be his first. Nice lob play into Joey Snyder. It comes up short. Rebounded by Englewood. So still 14-9 with 20 seconds to go first period. Mestis being guarded by Bauer. Kicks it out to Engel. Being guarded by Schneider. Now they get it back to Cisneros with 6 seconds. Mestis into the lane. He looks underneath, wide open, and Koronek, and that is going to count. So they lost track of Koronek there underneath the basket. So at the end of the first period, Englewood 16, Fort Morgan 9 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs find themselves down 16-9. Claudia Nickel here with me tonight. This is Brian Nickel, bringing you the game from Englewood High School. Now Englewood with possession to start off the second period as Engel has it. Kicks it out to Phillips. Now it's going to be lost underneath and taken by Tony Swessick, but taken back away by Cisneros, and his shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Mestis, or by Tate Kimball, excuse me. Now they get it to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball down to Tony Swessick on the right side. His three is going to be up and no good. Rebounded, though, by Wes Anderson. Anderson's little jumper from the left side is up and good. So 16-11. Fort Morgan still with a full-court press. As they get the ball down court, now Mestis has it. High being guarded by Kimball. Gets it off to Engel. Left side. Gets it back out to Mestis on the right wing. Now they're going to call Eric Kimball for the personal. Be his first. Only the team's second. 6:54 to go. Second period. 16-11. Henry Weimer comes in for the Mustangs. Wes Anderson checks out. Anyway, 16-11 in favor of Englewood as Mestis gets the ball. Now it's going to go inside to Kornick. He kicks it back out to Mestis. Mestis now to Engel on the left wing. He kicks it out to Phillips. Phillips being guarded, loses control of it, but gets it back, being guarded by Kimball. Nice pressure defense out high by the Mustangs. Jordan Engel is going to be taken away by Joey Snyder. Joey Snyder now to Tate Kimball. And Tate Kimball, they're going to call an offensive foul on Tate Kimball. There was no way that guy was set. That wasn't a good call at all. That's going to go against Tate. Third foul on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 14 fouls on Englewood. So Fort Morgan still with their full court press as they get it into Cisneros. He's being double teamed, knocked away from him, taken by Tate Kimball. Kimball's shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to have a foul on the shot as Mestis gets his second. So Tate Kimball will go to the line to shoot a pair. So far the Mustangs are 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Tate Kimball on the year is 68% from the free throw line. First shot is going to be off the front of the rim and no good. Mustangs still down 5, 16-11. Tate Kimball receives the ball back from the referee for shot number 2, and that one is going to be up and good. The Mustangs down 4 with the full court press on here against the Pirates. They get it up to Mestis, cross half court. Stops and pops from the left side, no good. Going to be rebounded though. Bowering from the left side, his shot is going to be no good. Taken by Tony Swessick. Nice hustle there by Swessick. Gets it to Snyder, now to Tate Kimball to Henry Weimer. Henry Weimer tries to go up with it. It's knocked away from him by Phillips. Phillips ends up with it going down court. Now to Mestis. Into the corner to Bowering. Bowering kicks it out to Kornick from the corner, and that is no good. Rebounded by Joey Snyder. Nice positioning there in front of Bowering. Now they're going to have a foul in the back court. And that will go against Cisneros. That will be his first. 16 fouls on Englewood. I believe they have a timeout called. I don't know if it's a 30 or a full. It's just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here, 16-12 in favor of Englewood. 5:31 to go. One of our sponsors was the first Fort Morgan score of the game is brought to you by Morgan Federal Bank, a bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. When you need banking advice, stop by and see one of their loan officers Monday through Friday at 321 Ensign. Morgan Federal Bank, there is a difference. I also like to remind people to receive scoring updates at the end of each quarter. Follow us on Twitter at B106 and turn on mobile notifications. Mustangs not putting up a lot of points here. 5:31 to go. Second period only with 12 points. Only down 4 though, 16-12. They just need to get it kicked in gear here and get some buckets to go. Schneider now in the left corner. Back to Eric Kimball. Kimball tries to drive it down the lane, kicks it out to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball out to Swetsik. Swetsik drives it down the lane, tries to get it underneath, but it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Englewood. So Fort Morgan do inbounds baseline left of their basket. Gets it into Schneider, gets it back out to Eric Kimball. Now to Swetsik from the left side for a three, up and no good. Rebounded by Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball from just inside the arc is up and no good. Rebounded by Joey Schneider. Now Wes Anderson drives down the baseline, gets it out to Tate Kimball. Left corner. Now to Joey Schneider in the lane. Now to Wes Anderson. His little layup is going to be up and no good. Looks like it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Englewood. So Fort Morgan, we're going to see what they're going to reverse that. They're going to reverse that call and give it back to Englewood. I think it was off of Anderson. 4:45 to go. First half. T.J. Bauer comes in for Eric Kimball. Fort Morgan still with a full court press as Phillips has it inbounds. Now they get it down court to Cisneros underneath the Bowering. He kicks it back out to Engel. Engel's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Joey Schneider. Schneider now to Tate Kimball. Nice positioning there by Joey Schneider. Tate Kimball is going to be off the hands of Wes Anderson as they try to sneak it underneath. 4:25 to go. T.J. Bauer pressures on the inbounds. They do get it into Mestis. Now they're going to get it down to Phillips. Back to Mestis. Now over to Engel. It's going to be stolen away by the Mustangs, though. Now T.J. Bauer into the lane. Back to Schneider. Now to Tate Kimball from the left side. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Mestis. It should have been a walk. He goes to the floor. I don't know why that wasn't a walk. Then they're going to call a foul on Tony Swetsik for a push. I didn't see that. He fell down on his own. So when Mestis goes to the floor and slides on his bottom, that should be a walking, traveling call. Still 16-12, 3:58 to go first half now as Cisneros gets it off to Phillips. Phillips from the right side is up and good for the three. So now Morgan down 7, 19-12 with 3:42 to go in the first half. Tate Kimball, left wing, drives it into the lane. His little shot is going to be up and good for Tate Kimball. 5 points on the night for Tate. Now that's almost controlled by Joey Schneider. Intercepted, but couldn't control his momentum from going out of bounds. Henry Weimer comes in for the Mustangs as Joey Schneider goes out. So Mustangs down 5. As Koranek comes in for Englewood and Cisneros takes a seat. So Mestis with the ball into the corner to Bowering. Bowering pulls it out. It's going to be down to have a travel call as they try to get it into Phillips. So Fort Morgan takes control back court, brings it up with Tate Kimball in control. Now to Bauer. 3:13 to go. T.J. Bauer with it. Out high now to Tony Swetsik. Swetsik back out to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball tries to drive it down the right side. Up and good, but is no good. He is fouled on the play. And that will go against Engel. That will be his second. So Tate Kimball to the line to shoot another pair. State Farm Insurance. That's the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush. Help you find the best policy to fit your life. Home, auto, life, health. State Farm Insurance is here for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call today, 842-4555. First shot for Tate is up and in. So now a 4-point lead for the Englewood Pirates with 3:03 to go in the first half. Tate's next shot is no good, but rebounded by Englewood. Now they get it out to Mestis. He gets it down court. Mestis now to Bowering. Bowering over to Phillips. Still being guarded by Wes Anderson as he picks up his dribble. Now about to Bowering straight out. Now to Mestis, high left wing. He looks to dribble down the court. Going to go over into the corner to Phillips. Phillips' pass is going to be over the head of Kornick and taken away by Fort Morgan. Now T.J. Bauer's shot is going to be no good, and on the rebound they're going to call a foul on Eric Kimball. That will be 2 on Kimball. So 2:25 to go here, first half, 19-15, Englewood. Tola comes in for Eric Kimball as Englewood gets the ball into Bowering. Bowering picks up the dribble, gets it over to Mestis on the far side. Now back to Bowering. Now over to Engel for a 3 from the left side, up and no good. Rebounded by Henry Weimer. Now to Tate Kimball. Now to going to be stolen there by Mestis. Oh, that's a good call. They called an offensive foul on Mestis. Excellent call there by the ref as Mestis dips his shoulder. So that is 3 on Mestis. Nice call there by the refs on that one. It's not the first time he's been using his shoulder or his arm tonight to clear the way. 2 minutes to go, 19-15. Wes Anderson now drives down the left side, gets it out to Bauer. Bauer, the little screen, puts it up and no good. Rebound is going to be knocked out of bounds by Englewood. So Fort Morgan inbounds baseline right of their basket as Bauer looks to get it in. They get it into Wes Anderson. There's going to be a foul called on Bowering. That will be 3 on him. 3 on Mestis, 3 on Bowering. So Wes Anderson will go to the line to shoot a pair. And his first shot is going to be up and good for Wes. So he's 3 of 3 so far from the free throw line. And tonight, Anderson, for the year, he's 76%, 41 of 54. For Wes Anderson, now a 3-point game with 1:51 to go, 19-16 here in the first half. Wes Anderson, second shot also up and good. Now Fort Morgan still with some full court pressure here as they get it into Phillips, and there's nice pressure here by the Fort Morgan Mustangs as Englewood throws it away. So Fort Morgan can tie this up with a 2 or take the lead with a 3 with 1:42 here to go in the first half. As Coach Enrine yells out some instructions. Now they're going to have a push. Nice call there by the ref here on Trail, his first. I see Nate Gertner has come in for Tony Swetsy. So Tola Walio will go to the line to shoot 2 as they have committed 10 team fouls. So Walio's first free throw is up and good. Walio on the year from the free throw line is 81%. Next shot is also up and good. So this game is tied up with 1:33 to go here in the first half. So this pressure defense here by the Mustangs is working right now. They're going to get it down court to Trail. Trail back to Cisneros. 1:20 to go first half. Now Engel, they kick it off into the corner to Trail. Trail now back to Engel. They're going to call Engel for the travel. Another turnover by Englewood. So Fort Morgan can take the lead here on this possession. Joey Schneider inbound in front of the Fort Morgan bench. Now to Tate Kimball with 1:05 to go. Gertner back to Tate Kimball. Now to Wes Anderson from the free throw line. His shot is going to be off the back rim, no good, but rebounded by Gertner. And Tate Kimball's shot is going to be blocked out of bounds. So Fort Morgan will inbounds to the right of their basket baseline with 55.1 seconds to go. Game all tied up here at 19. Tate looks to get it in. It's going to be tipped and controlled in the back court. It's going to be finally knocked out of bounds, though, by Englewood at the far end. So 50.6 seconds to go here. First half. The Mustangs can still take the lead here, all tied up at 19. 10 team fouls for Englewood, only 5 on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Tate Kimball now to Gertner. Gertner out high. Now to Tate Kimball right side. He picks up his dribble. Gets it over in the corner, now back up to Wallio. With 35 seconds to go. Now Snyder in the corner. He dribbles it down. He loses control. Tate Kimball from the left side. Up and good for Kimball. So Fort Morgan with their first lead of the night at 21-19 with 22 seconds to go here in the first half. Now stolen in the back court by Wallio with 15 seconds to go. Tate Kimball drives it down the lane. He's going to be called for the offensive foul. So that'll be 2 on Tate. So Fort Morgan still up 21-19 with 11.2 seconds to go. Tony Swetsy comes in for Tate Kimball. He doesn't pick up a cheap foul here with 11 seconds to go. As they get it into Phillips, being guarded by Gertner, now back out to Cisneros. They're going to get it down court to Trail. His pass clear into the corner to Koronek with 3 seconds, with 2 seconds. Nice block there by Gertner. So at the end of the first half, the Fort Morgan Mustangs come back to take the lead, 21-19. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School with Claudia Nickel, I'm Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs find themselves up 21-19 as they get the ball into Tate Kimball. Start off this second half. Eric Kimball now with a jumper from the top is up and good for 2 for Eric Kimball. So a nice way to start the second half for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Now Englewood gets the ball down court to Bowering out high, gets it over to Cisneros. Left high wing being guarded by Swetsy. Now to Mestis in the left wing. Now to little shot from the right side by Jordan Engel is up and good. So 8 points on the night for Engel. Eric Kimball now back over to Tate Kimball, right wing. He drives it down. His little jumper's going to be up and no good. Rebounded though by Bowering. So Fort Morgan still up by 2, 23-21, as they get it over to Engel. Engel back to Cisneros. Cisneros kicks it out to Mestis. He tries to drive down the lane. His little jumper is up and no good. Rebounded by Tate Kimball. As Coach Unrein wants the boys to hustle up the court on it. Now Eric Kimball all the way down the lane and up and finally goes in. Bounces twice on the rim and goes in for Eric Kimball. So 4 points in the second half here already for Eric Kimball. As Mestis now to Cisneros out left wing to Bowery. Now to Engel on the left wing. Being guarded by Eric Kimball. He kicks it out to Owens. Owens back to Bowering. Bowering drives it into the free throw lane. It's going to be knocked away. Nice tip by Henry Weimer and then taken by Wes Anderson. Layup by Tate Kimball all the way to from the right side is up and good for Tate. So 11 points now here for Tate Kimball. Now Fort Morgan with a 6-point lead, 27-21. As Owens gets it over to Engel in the left corner. He picks it up and gets it out to Cisneros. Cisneros drives it all the way down. They're going to call Tony Swetzik, I believe, for the push foul. I couldn't see for sure, but I believe it will go on. They did put that on Tony, so that will be 2 on Swetzik, 2 on Kimball, 2 on Tate Kimball, 2 on Eric Kimball, 1 on Tola. Wallio and Swetzik comes out, and Wallio is in. As they look to get it in, they get it into Mestis. Mestis being guarded by Wallio. Now over to Cisneros for a deep 3, and that is in and out. Rebounded by Henry Weimer. Nice job there by Weimer. Down court now to Wes Anderson. He controlled it, but it's taken away from him. Taken away by Cisneros, and now Mestis with it. Mestis gets it out to Engel. Now to Owens, back to Bowering. Bowering over to Cisneros, left wing. Now out to Owens. Now over on the right side to Engel. Back out to Mesa straight away. Out to Bowering outside the three-point line on the right side. He dribbles it into the lane. Kicks it out to Cisneros. Cisneros' three is up and no good. Rebounded by Owens. And now Engel from the left side. That shot is up and no good. Finally rebounded, though, by Eric Kimball. They're going to call a foul away from the... Eric Kimball came down clean with it, but they're going to call Tola, I guess, on the foul. So 2 on Tola. Now they get it out to Engel. Now to Bowering for a three from the left side. That is up and in and out. He was open, just couldn't get it to fall. Now Tate Kimball gets it down court. And it wide open right down the middle for Tate Kimball. Up and in. So 4 points in the second half. Second half for Tate Kimball. Fort Morgan up 8, 29-21. Now Englewood to call a 30-second timeout. We'll tell you what's coming up here later on for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, what they have left in the season. Monday will be a makeup game at home with Weld Central. The boys' game will be at 7. The girls' game will be at 5:30. And then Tuesday, both boys and girls will be at Vista Peak. The boys again at 7, the girls at 5:30. And then to finish out the season on Thursday, February 20th, the boys will be at Skyview at 7 o'clock. And the Fort Morgan girls will be at home with Skyview at 7. And that will finish out the regular season. And then we'll see what happens with playoffs on how they do on these last 4 games, counting tonight. So now Coach Unrein, if he has a question, talking to the ref on the far side. The coaches for the Fort Morgan Mustangs is head coach Chad Unrein. Assistant coaches Harrison Chisholm, Jeff Moore, and C.W. Scott. So now Messis with it, being guarded by Tate Kimball, gets it over to Owens. Back to Bowering. Now Engel from the left side for a three is up and good. So Fort Morgan gets the ball down court now, up by 5, 29-24. Eric Kimball from a three from the left side, up and in for Eric Kimball. 2 threes on the night for Eric Kimball, 32-24, back up to an 8-point lead here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Messis now dribbles into the lane. Ball is knocked away temporarily, taken away by Tola, and he is going to be tripped, and I think that's going to go on Messis, and that will be 4 on Messis. If that's who it goes on, we'll see who the refs put it on. And it is. That will be 4 on Mestis, so he will be taking a seat for Englewood. So now Joey Schneider into the game for the Mustangs. Wes Anderson, Joey Schneider, Eric Kimball, Tola Wallio, and Tate Kimball into the game for the Mustangs. Now Tate gets it across half court, gets it to Eric Kimball. Lined up for a three, then pulled it down. Now he's going to try a 2 from out front, and no good. Rebounded though by Wes Anderson. Going to be saved by Joey Schneider. Nice job on the far side. Now Tola on the right wing. Wes Anderson in the lane. Wes Anderson up, little layup, up and good, and he is fouled on the play. So an and 1 here for Wes Anderson. Mustangs up 10. So Wes to go to the line to shoot. And the one shot after the made basket. So far, Wes is 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 3:35 to go here in the third period. He leaves that one short. Rebounded, though, by Tola Wallio in the corner. Eric Kimball now to Joey Schneider. Schneider they get it across to Wes Anderson on the left wing. Kicks it out now to Joey Schneider from the right side. His shot is up and no good, but rebounded by Englewood to Kornick. Now as Engel gets the ball down court, he gets it to Cisneros in the corner. He dribbles outside. They need to get their hand in his face and don't. Rebound by Joey Schneider. He gets it up to Tate Kimball with 3:05 to go here, third period. Being guarded by Cisneros. Kicks it out to Tola Wallio. Wallio from the right side, up and no good, but rebounded by Anderson. Thoughtful underneath, finally taken by Eric Kimball. And a jump ball is going to be called in the corner. Possession to Englewood. 2:49 to go, third period. Fort Morgan up 34-24. Now Fort Morgan to put on their pressure again, full court. Tolawalio now guarding Phillips. They're going to call Walhill for the push. So that's 3 on Tola. Coach Unrein giving him a little advice on how to try to cut him off instead of just riding him. So now Trail comes in for Englewood, and Owens goes out. T.J. Bauer tries to get into the game, but he's late getting to the scorer's table. Now Bowering gets it over to Cisneros, right wing, now to Phillips. Phillips being guarded by Tate Kimball. Nice job, nice defense here by the Mustangs. Now to Kornick out high, gets it to Cisneros. He goes down the left side. His layup is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Anderson to Joy Schneider. Now to Kimball to Walio from the right side. That's going to be up and no good. And they're going to call a blocking foul, I believe, on Phillips. He's still on the floor. He does get up, though. Let's see who the foul. They did call that on. They did call that on Phillips. His first. So Tola to go to the line as he was in the act of shooting. So Tola with 2 shots. AC Ice. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't settle for just any old frozen water. Get AC Ice. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. First shot by Tola was good. So 3 points on the night for Walia. We'll see if we can put another one in, and does. So Fort Morgan now up 12, 36-24 with 2:13 to go. Here in the third period as Bowering looks to get it in. Fort Morgan still with a pressure defense, taken away by Eric Kimball. Now to Tate Kimball from the right side. It's up and good, and he is fouled on the shot. So this pressure defense here put on by the Fort Morgan Mustangs is working well tonight. So now Tate Kimball will go to the line to shoot the and one, as he is also 3 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. 38-24 for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 2:09 to go, third period. Shot is up and no good by Tate. As they get it out to Cisneros, he gets across half court, being guarded by Eric Kimball. Now being double teamed and then taken away by Wes Anderson. He gets it to, it's going to be taken away from Anderson out of Kornick. His little jumper is going to be up and good by Kornick. So 4 points on the night for Kornick. Now to Wes Anderson. To Bauer, back to Kimball. Minute 42 to Anderson, to Eric Kimball from three-point land, but he doesn't shoot. He gives it back to Joey Schneider, and he is called stepping out of bounds at the far end. So a turnover by Fort Morgan with 1:36 to go. Tony Swetzy checks in, and Tate Kimball comes out. Now Phillips in for Englewood and Cisneros to take a seat. So Fort Morgan still with their full court pressure. Now Henry Weimer looks to check in. Now they're having a discussion over at the scorer's table. I'm not sure just what they're, maybe after the last possession, they're going to get Henry Weimer into the game, and Wes Anderson will take a seat for the Mustangs. I think they did not switch the possession arrow on. It should be possession arrow now to Fort Morgan. They did not switch it. So it should be, there we go. Now they got it straight over there. Little hometown clock running there on the possession arrow. Nice steal. Oh, but knocked out of bounds off the knee of T.J. Bauer. But nice pressure here by the Fort Morgan Mustangs now as Cisneros comes in. And Martinez takes a seat. Now the Cisneros double teamed in the corner. Cross court and knocked away. No, not quite knocked away. Taken away though by the Mustangs. Tony Swetzy gets it to Schneider now back to Swetzig. Swetzig to Eric Kimball. Out high, now Bauer, right wing. Drives it into the lane, up and no good. Rebounded by Kornick. He gets it out to Bowering. Bowering now gets it back in from Cisneros. Now a little jumper by Phillips is no good. Rebounded by the Mustangs to Tony Swetzig. Swetzig now to Bauer in the right corner for a three. Up and good by T.J. Bauer. His first points of the night is a three-pointer, 41-26. Now Cisneros' shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Henry Weimer. As Phillips comes over his back, has a hold around his neck. Henry wasn't real fond of that. I don't think they're going to call anything other than just a personal foul. Their refs are talking about it right now, but Coach Unrein is just telling him to cool his jets a little bit. There's no need to do anything stupid here when you get up 41-26. So we'll see what the refs. They're going to call a intentional foul on Phillips. So that means that Fort Morgan will shoot two and then get possession, I believe. See what Henry will go to the line to shoot free throws. He will shoot two. Henry on the night with 2 points, both of them from the free throw line. So Henry Weimer, his first shot is off the back of the rim and no good. But he will get a second, and then Fort Morgan will take possession of the ball. So Henry Weimer tries to get the second one to go down. That shot is up and good for Henry. So 3 points on the night for Henry Weimer. Now Fort Morgan to inbounds. Clear here at the far end of the court. Joey Schneider to inbounds. We have Joey Schneider, Tate Kimball, Tony Swetzig, Henry Weimer, and T.J. Bauer in the game for the Mustangs. 43.8 seconds to go. Fort Morgan leading 42-26 here in the third period. Tate Kimball gets it off to Swetzig. Swetzig out high. Now gets it back to Tate Kimball, left high wing. Dribbling it around. Let's see if they want to run this clear down. T.J. Bauer gets it to Swetzig. Swetzig down to Bauer. 19 seconds to go. Third period. Swetzig's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Kornick. So now as Owens comes down court with 10 seconds to go. 42-26 Fort Morgan. Now Bowering with 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Bowering with a three is up and good by Bowering, and that's on the third period. Will come to an end. Fort Morgan leading 42-29 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School with Claudia Nickel. This is Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs lead at the start of the fourth period, 42-29. They scored 21 points third period. That's all they had in the first half was 21. They outscored Englewood 21-10 in that third period. Now Fort Morgan with possession. Joey Schneider in the left corner. Henry Bauer now give and go. Oh, nice play there. Give and go to Joey Schneider. Up and in for Schneider. So nice play there set up by the Mustangs. Now as Bowering tries another three, up and no good. Rebounded by Weimer. He gets it to Tate Kimball. Kimball hustles it down court. Shot is going to be up and good over the outreach of Bowering. So 4 quick points here for the Mustangs. Up 17, 46-29. Now is Bowering out high right wing. Looks to try to get the ball away. It's going to be taken away, though. Tony Swetzig with it. Tony Svetzig's going to stop and pop, and that is off the front of the rim and no good. But rebounded by Schneider. He gets it to Henry Weimer. Henry Weimer, they're going to call a jump ball on the shot. So possession to Englewood. So Englewood will inbounds far into the court as Eric Kimball comes in and T.J. Bauer goes out for the Mustangs. So we now have Tate Kimball, Eric Kimball, Tony Swetzig, Joey Snyder and Henry Weimer into the game for the Mustangs. Now as Mestis brings the ball, he's back in after having 4 fouls. Now Bowering kicks it out to Cisneros. 6:42 to go in the game. 46-29 Mustangs. Mestis now backs it out, gives it to Kornick. They were looking for the break under the basket. Not there. Nice defense by the Mustangs. Bowering now into Kornick. Kornick now to Bowering for a 3 from the corner. And that is up and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball. Nice positioning there on the defensive boards by Kimball. Eric Kimball now to Tate Kimball. Tony Sletic for a deep 3, and that is off the rim and no good. Tapped out of bounds by Henry Weimer. So Englewood with the ball. Englewood averages 49.1 points a game and giving up 62 points a game. So 49, they have 29, they're still 20 points under their average. Nice block there by Henry Weimer as they get it up to Tate Kimball. He goes right down the lane now to Joey Snyder. Snyder's little layup is up and good for Snyder. So 4 points here in the fourth period for Joey Snyder. 4 points on the night for Snyder. Now Kornick for a 3. That is up and no good. Rebounded though by Mestis. Mestis going to the corner to Cisneros. Cisneros drives. His shot is going to be up and good by Cisneros. First 2 points of the night for Cisneros. Now to Eric Kimball. 48-31, 5:27 and counting here, fourth period. Eric Kimball down to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik into the lane. His little jumper is going to be up and good by Tony Swetzik. Tony's first points of the night. Morgan up by 19, 50-31. Shot up and no good, rebounded by Henry Weimer. Nice strong rebound by Weimer, having a good couple of games here, the last 2. Now to Tate Kimball. Dishes it off to Eric Kimball. Now underneath to Weimer. Little jumper up and no good by Swetzik, rebounded by Bowering. As he brings it down court, down the right side. His old jumper from the right side is up and no good, rebounded by Kornick. He was out of bounds. Stepped out. So Brian Almanza and Aurelio Canos come in for the Mustangs. Henry Weimer and Tate Kimball come out for the Mustangs. So now a little bit of extra playing time here for the kids that don't get to start. Fort Morgan with a big lead here of 19, 50-31. Fort Morgan averages 52.9. Oh, and Joey Snyder goes up with the right hand and stuffs it down for Joey Snyder. 6 points on the night for Snyder. Now Bladen Paul looks to come in. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Englewood. Now Bowering in the corner for a 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Aurelio Canos. So Fort Morgan up 21, 52-31. As Mestis is guarding Almanza, now gets it off to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball loses it, but picked up by Tony Swetzik. Swetzik now for a deep 3, and that is up and good for Tony Swetzik. 55-31, Fort Morgan Mustangs over the Englewood Pirates with 3:50 to go here in the game. Mestis now being guarded by Almanza. Almanza's nice defense there, gets the rebound on Mestis' short shot. Now Brian Almanza gets it off to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik for another deep 3, also good for Tony. He's feeling it now, 58-31. Fort Morgan Mustangs with 3:32 to go. And we will take, let's see if they're going to have it is a full timeout, so we'll take one with them. Fort Morgan 58, Englewood 31 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School, this is Brian Nickel with Claudia Nickel, and they're going to have a foul called as Englewood gets it underneath. That's only, let's see, they called that on Bladen Pollitt, who is now into the game for the Mustangs. Now Mestis being guarded by Gertner. Mestis' shot is going to be up and good. So now we have Bladen Pollitt, Brian Almanza, Tolawalio, Nate Gertner, and Aurelio Canos. Oh, the layup. Oh, nice job there by Bladen Pollitt. Gets the cleanup on the missed shot. So Pollitt with 2 on the night. Mestis all the way down the lane, up and good for Mestis. So Englewood has not taking out their starters. They're leaving everybody in right now. Now to Nate Gertner on the right wing. Gertner to Walio on the left sideline. Now to Ray O'Connor. O'Connor kicks it back out to Brian Almanza. Almanza to Bladen Pollock. Pollock's layup is good from the left side. Nice play there by the Mustangs. Running their offense just like Coach Unrein would like to see it done. 62-35 Fort Morgan. Now Bowering up. His shot is no good. Rebounded by Brian Almanza. Almanza being guarded by Engel. Almanza all the way down the lane. Up and good for Almanza. So his first 2 points of the night. Fort Morgan, up until that timeout, had outscored Englewood 16-2. Now Messis with a little fadeaway in the lane is up and good. So 1:49 to go, 64-37. Walio with the ball gets it into Ray O'Connor. So O'Connor's shot is going to be short. Had to get it over the reach of Bowering. Now Mestis with the ball, being guarded by Nate Gertner. Shot from the right side is going to be up and good for a three by Engel. So 64-40, still a 24-point lead here for Fort Morgan with 1:19 to go here in the game. Now to Gertner, kicks it off to Walio on the left side. Walio gets it into Ray O'Connor, but Walio can't hang on to it and ends up kicking it out of bounds off of his leg. So another turnover here by the Mustangs, but it's been a nice job here by the Fort Morgan Mustangs tonight, leading 64-40 with 1 minute to go here in the game. As Mestis tries the three, it is no good. Now Bowering goes up for the three, no good. Rebounded, finally taken away by Bowering. And Bowering saves it, but he knocks it off of Ray O'Connor and out of bounds. So Englewood to inbounds baseline. Now to Kornick. Out to Mestis. Mestis going to drive down the lane. Little spinner up and under is good by Mestis. So Mestis is getting some cleanup points here for the Englewood Pirates as Fort Morgan leads 64-42 with 30 seconds to go. Brian Almanza underneath to Nate Gertner. Gertner's layup is up and no good. In and out. Rebounded by Kornick to Engel. Engel's going to be double teamed now to Kornick. 20 seconds to go. Mestis now from the free throw lane. Up and no good. Rebounded to go by Brian Almanza. 14 seconds and counting here. Now down to 10. So it's going to be a nice win here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. They're going to win this 64-42 as Brian Almanza dribbles out the ball here with time running out. And at the end of the game, the Fort Morgan Mustangs over the Englewood Pirates, 64-42. We will be back with the post-game show after a 3-minute break on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School with Claudia Nickel. This is Brian Nickel. The Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is a tough part nowadays. But when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want when you want it and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. So a nice win here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs as they win 64-42. They were down at the end of the first period, 16-9, and then outscored Englewood 12-3 in the second period to go up 21-19. And then in the third period, outscored Englewood 21-10, took a 42-29 lead into the fourth quarter, and then outscored Englewood 22-12 in the fourth period for the 64-42 win. For the Englewood Pirates in their scoring tonight, Phillips with 11. Mestis finally ended up with 14. A lot of that came at the end when the starters had been taken out for Fort Morgan. He ends up with 14. Cisneros with 2. Engel with 14. Bowering with 5. Kornick with 4 for their 42. For the Fort Morgan Mustangs, they got quite a group of gentlemen into the scoring column tonight. T.J. Bauer with 3. Tola Walio with 4. Tony Swetzik with 8. He had all 8 of his points in the fourth period. Bladen Pollitt into the game tonight. He ended up with 4. Tate Kimball on the night was the leading scorer. He had 17. Brian Almanza had 2 in the fourth period for his 2. Joey Schneider had 6. All his 6 came in the fourth period. Wes Anderson ended up with 7. Eric Kimball with 10. And Henry Weimer had 3 on the night for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, 64 points. As far as turnovers, Fort Morgan did an excellent job. They had 9 at the half. Only committed 3 turnovers in the second half for a total of 12. The Englewood Pirates ended up with 19 on the night. As far as rebounding, the Fort Morgan boys out-rebounded Englewood 29-21. So a nice job on the boards, again, by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. So a nice big win here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Now as they will go to 4-5 now in league. These are teams that they need to beat if they want to get into the playoffs. They will have Weld Central on Monday night at 7 o'clock, as we said, and then they will be away at Vista Peak on Tuesday, and then away again at Skyview on next Thursday. And the B106 and B106.com, you can listen to those games. We will be at home to carry both games on Monday night against Weld Central, with the girls' game at 5:30, the boys' game to follow at 7. So a nice win here tonight for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, a team that they needed to beat, should have beat, and did beat. So nice scoring in the second half. The Fort Morgan Mustangs actually in the first half scored 21 points. They scored 21 points alone in the third period and then scored 22 points in the fourth period. So they really came alive in the second half of this ball game tonight. So we're going to go ahead and close out this broadcast tonight. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball has been Alan Lance. For Claudia Nickel, this is Brian Nickel. The final score once again tonight, the Fort Morgan Mustangs 64, the Englewood Pirates 42. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Good night, everybody.